Welcome to the Life of KG, your ultimate destination for all things motivation and business insights. Join me, Katie Godfrey, serial entrepreneur and the brains behind the KG brand. Along the way, we'll welcome inspiring guests and share invaluable business tips to fuel your growth journey. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. With that said, let's dive into the world of success together. Are you a salon, clinic, or training academy ready to scale to the next level? My mastermind applications are now open. A mix of hybrid coaching, which is one-to-one direct access to me, group coaching, retreats, in-person days, online learning, everything that you need to scale to the next level. Click the link in the show notes below and fill out the application form today. Hey everyone, welcome back to A Life of KG. Today on the show, I have my very good friend, Kayleigh. Hello.
Hi.
Kayleigh is a sales and mindset coach, which I can't wait to get into a little bit more in this episode. But first of all, do you want to do like an intro and tell everyone who you are, what you do?
Yes, I struggled with this on the group one, didn't I?
I forgot we've done a group one.
And then on the way, I was like, right, get your intro sorted. And I still don't really know. Like I've just said to Katie as I walked in, she's like, is this your job title, a sales and mindset coach? I was like, yeah, sort of. But I think so. But I think I'm just a fucking barb, to be honest. Like that's just, I am like the northern big sister who will call you out on your shit so you can see your full potential. Like that's where I feel like I'm at the minute. The girls that I'm working with, like it's just holding that mirror up to people and showing them how it's you that's in your own way, but from a place of so much love, and I can see your potential. Do you want to shake people? I'm like, you can do this. So if that's a sales and mindset coach, then yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Do you know what? I can actually put my hands up and be like, you done that to me the other month, didn't you? I was like going through a little bit of a tricky time. I don't even know what was going on. I think there was just so much going on. Like you were like, give me a proper session over dinner. I was like, but like a new woman.
Kate was like, oh, I love it after a podcast day because I sit and do emails. I'm like, we need a chat. And then she just like closed the laptop. I was like, oh shit, okay.
I was like, oh, she's seen right through me.
I genuinely think that's my gift though. I feel like I just see people and I see what you're hiding from, or the mask everyone sort of, we all do it, we all wear like a mask. And I feel like I just sort of see through that. And sometimes it's easy to play that role or to be so busy you're in that role. Sometimes you just need someone to be like, excuse me, I can see it, what's going on? And it just pulls it out of you that little bit. And it just, I love it. I love seeing the penny drop or people being like, oh shit, she's seen me.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like that. I felt naked.
Love that.
Oh God, she's seen my heart.
That's my new tagline. I will see you naked.
Yeah. So before you got into coaching, you was in skin, right?
Yeah. So I actually came into like beauty, like skin, quite when I was 30. So I was quite late. So I used to work in information governance.
What is that?
I still don't really know. I fucking blagged that. I don't know how I got that job. I had an office with my name on the door and everything.
Did you?
Yeah, fuck knows how I did that. It's like GDPR and all that shit. Like I was working with like the solicitors and like sending out these notices and stuff.
No.
But you know what they used to say to me all the time? Stop writing like you speak.
Oh my God.
Because obviously I'm very northern and I don't speak properly.
Slow down, I can't understand it.
Me intro, I forgot to say that. If you can't understand me, I apologise because the subtitles won't help either because they can't understand me.
Catch up.
Yes, I used to do that. And I remember sitting there and I was turning 30 and I was just like, there's got to be more to life. Like, are you joking? I think I was filling in something about my pension, right? And I just remember thinking, you fucking joking me? This is my next 35 years, sat in this office, living for a Friday. So I actually went and got dermaplaning done and I was like, oh, I love this. Like, I could do this. And then I thought, oh, I'll do it as a bit of extra cash. Like, I was very in my ego back then. So I was like, oh, I'll buy me some like more like designer trainers and bags and more holidays whilst I work. I was very, very money driven. And so I ended up training in skin. And then I was at a point where I was like having like panic attacks and it was awful where I was working. And I was like, fuck it, like just leap of faith, like no backup, no savings. I was like, it's fine. No client base. It's fine. I'll just go start doing skin. I'll just be a skin specialist. So I left that job. went all in. And then I think it was like 6 weeks later, COVID happened.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so my business was like, I remember, and this is one thing I will never, ever, ever do, because I've done this the past few years and every year's been a bit of a shit show. I am never going to say this is my year, because I remember writing this big essay, like, this is my year, I'm going all in after my dreams, like, rah, rah, rah. And then I was like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, what's the worst? The world shut down for 2 years. I couldn't work. I remember that first tax return, my first tax year, I actually worked 4 months.
Oh my God.
Like, so how the fuck I survived was but I learned so much during COVID, and it put me as quite an authority within skin, because of I had no money, like no backup, and obviously I couldn't work, so I started doing the home facials, and I was the first person to do it, and because of that, like, I couldn't post a video of me doing the treatment, like doing the home facial to sell them, without, like, with a filter on or with makeup on, obviously. So I had to very quickly learn social media, learn how to sell, get some confidence, because it was that, or I couldn't pay my mortgage. Like, because my business was 6 weeks old, I got no help from the government. I got nothing. I got dole. Like, it was like, I think 80 quid every 2 weeks or something like that. That's all I was allowed. And I could live on my own. So yeah, it was a good incentive to get brave on your socials. And then, like, I upped my knowledge, but it grew my account very quickly. I mean, I ain't got a big following now, but, like, my followers have been obsessed from the start. And that's how then I became a trainer quite quickly, because I was quite authoritative. Like, I realised I was getting people who'd been in the industry 10 years asking me questions. So I was like, I need to be a trainer. Like, again, I was quite money orientated. So I was like, I need to be a trainer. Like, start getting some money in. And I knew my shit, and I knew I was good. So then I built my academy, and I was just a STEAM trainer, and I loved it. I did love working with the girls, because I know how nervous I was coming into the industry, and it was just being able to help them and guide them. And, like, it changed my life training in skin. Like, I wouldn't have the mindset I have now if I hadn't left that job to start working for myself, to then start working on myself, to then to get to where I am. So I loved training. And then whilst I was building this, like, academy and stuff, like, the last 4 years, I've just been, like everyone, just through so much shit. Like, it was just every time there was just something else to knock you down. And I built this mindset, and I've just grown and healed so much. And it's just who I am now. I can't believe who I was just 4 years ago. And I just want that for everyone. I want everyone to, like, I was, like, panic attacks. Like, I was anxious all the time, always caring what everybody else thought of me. I wouldn't have even looked in the mirror. I hated myself that much. Like, then I had, like, no money. It was just one thing after another. And then, like, last year, my mum had cancer, and it was just, like, one thing after another. And through all that, I built this mindset and this outlook. And I came home to me. I don't need anything outside of me. And it's so hard to explain, like, how free and how light. I feel like I can take a full breath in. I'm 36 this year, and I feel like for 35 years I couldn't take a full breath, because I was that anxious, and I was that stressed, and I was that in my head, and everything else was bothering me that much. So now I just want that for every other woman. Like, I just want them to see the potential and just to be fucking happy, and not to fall into that trap of ego. Like, I did completely, like, I fell into the trap of 10k months will solve my life, it'll fix everything. Then I got to 10k months, and I was like, nothing's changed. Like, what the fuck? Like, that was going to solve everything.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I've just read a book, or listened to it actually on audio, about, I think it's Barista to Billionaire. Have you heard of it?
Oh, no.
One of my friends told me about it, and I'd done a 6-hour trip to Cornwall the other day, and then 6 hours back. So I listened to the whole audio, and it was really interesting, because it was all about getting to that next level, and then actually there's still issues when you get to that level, or what's now. And like, say you hit them 10k months, you'll go on to hit other monetary goals that we've got, and actually every time we hit them, we're like, okay, I've hit them, what's next?
It don't give us that feeling we think it's going to give us, or it don't fix what we think it's going to fix.
Yeah.
Like, that exact thing happened to me. I remember when I literally didn't have a penny, and it was like the last £17 of my overdraft I spent on a masterclass so I could get a free half an hour one-to-one with this coach. And I was saying to her, I'm going to come to your retreat. And she was like, oh, pay the deposit, pay it. I was like, I ain't got a bean. Like, I've literally spent the last £17. It's like, I'm coming on your retreat. And she was like, yeah, all right then. And I knew she didn't believe me. And then I ended up booking it. And I kept saying to myself, when I get there, I'm going to sit on that couch and say, I've hit my first 10k month. So I did. Within 5 months, I got to my first 10k month. I remember sitting there and I was buzzing with myself and I was like, oh my God, this is my story. You know, I had nothing. The last £17 I spent on you and now I'm here. I flew business class. I hit a 10K a month. And there's a girl sat opposite me and she's like one of my best friends now and I absolutely adore her. She was like, I earn 40 grand a month, 40 to 50 grand a month. And I just remember thinking, wow, that lasted 30 seconds. That amazing. Like, oh my God, I hit it. And it wasn't air being like funny. It was just like you said, there's always, well, now what? Now you've got to get it again. Oh, now you need 20K. Now you need 50K. Now you need the 6 figures. Now you need this. And it's just, it didn't ever fix what I thought it would fix because we make things mean things. I made the 10K a month mean, I'm successful now. I'm good enough now. I'm worthy now. Whereas it actually just meant I got 10 grand.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that we always think that different types of money will be able to make us more happy, or why we're always trying to win that rat race that we're in constantly, striving for happiness all the time?
Because we're trying to prove things to other people. We make things mean things, so we're making that money mean. That will finally mean I'm good enough. That will prove to, it depends on, you always got to hit the microphone, Lord. It'll do to talking. It depends, everyone's got the different stories. So for me, it was always to prove that I was good enough and I was lovable and I was worthy, or because, like I say, I'm in my 30s, I'm single, I don't have kids. It was to prove to me, to the world, that, well, I'm successful, I've got money, I don't have a family, I've got money instead. It's like the stories we tell ourselves. So it's always to prove something to somebody. So it's being picked on as a kid. I'll prove to them that I'm good enough now because I'm successful. Your mum and dad didn't love you the way you want to. I'll prove that I'm lovable by getting this money, because everyone's obsessed with money and everyone thinks money brings you all these things, and the people who've got money are happy. It's the stories that we tell. So we all associate that with it. And when you get it, you're like, oh shit, it's because it's not enough then. So that's why it has to be the 20K. Oh shit, it's not the 20K that'll make me happy. It's the 40K that'll make me happy. Oh fuck. No, it's the 100K. And that's where it is. And again, sometimes it's easier to keep running for that money and that carrot that'll make me happy, instead of stopping and being like, why am I happy? What am I running from? What is it in me that I'm not giving me? And it's always something outside of us. It's that validation. And that's the thing now, I've never not had money goals. I've always had money goals in business. Like I was just quickly saying before we started this, I've got nothing. This year I am full of like, let's just see. Show me how good it can get.
Yeah.
Like, and I talk to my girls a lot about this, about picking your goals based from your soul and not your ego. So it's nothing wrong with wanting money. There is nothing wrong with wanting a nice car or having loads of money. Like, why not? Let's fucking be bougie. It's when we make it mean something. So when I had nothing, I had to sell my car. And I remember being like, right, that's it, I'm selling this, but I'm going to change it. I'm going to prove to everyone, again, to people I don't even fucking like, I'm going to prove that I'm successful and I'm going to go buy a Porsche. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a Porsche. That's the next car I'm going to buy because I'm going to prove it and it's going to make me look successful and mean I'm worthy.
Yeah.
Whereas now, I still want a Porsche because I think it's a fit car, but not because it means anything. Like, me now without a Porsche, what I say, what I do, who the fuck I am, is so powerful, and I know the impact I can make. I will make the same impact if I have a Porsche or if I don't have a Porsche. Whereas before, I wouldn't matter unless I had the Porsche.
Yeah.
So it's, where do your goals come from? Do you want 10K a month because everyone's saying they've got that online and you want to sit at the big girls table, or you want to be seen as one of them? Or do you want 10 grand a month because it just be fucking fun?
Yeah.
It's that type of thing. So it's always, what are we making it mean?
Yeah, definitely. I always found as well, like, especially since coming from Bali, because when I went there, I'd done a real like soul searching thing. And actually, like, I just wanted to know, like, what makes me happy? Like, and a lot of that was just having some quality time with my family, doing the real basic things. And actually remembered that back in COVID, like the basic things of going out for a walk and just spending time with one another. And since then, since Bali, it's been actually, I'm not into so much of materialistic things anymore that I thought I really was. Or I like to buy the things to have the nice things, but that's it. It's not I like now because I want them because I like them, not now to show off to anyone else.
Not now to put on Instagram to prove, because it's like we're always trying to prove to other people like we're happy, we're successful. And I do think social media has a big thing to play for that. But people just assume because someone's got money, they're happy, because most people are stressed because they don't have enough money. And that's where they put all their energy on. So they assume people with money are happy. So then we tell ourselves a story, I best look like I've got money, so it looks like I'm happy.
Yeah.
But the happiest people aren't telling you they're happy. They're just happy.
Yeah, definitely. And happiness means like different to so many people, doesn't it?
And that's the thing I always think was success. And for me, I was like, oh, right, 10k months, that means I'm successful. Me driving the Porsche will mean I'm successful. My success now is the fact I get up when I want to get up, and I have like, I love a slow morning. I don't move fast in the morning. I love a couple of cup of teas. Like, I love to be slow. I love the fact I don't miss anything of my nieces and nephews if I don't want to. Like, I love the fact I can come and just take a Thursday to drive 3 hours to come here and do this. Like, this is my success. Not stuck in an office counting down to turning 67 to getting a pension and hopefully getting a couple of years of life. Like, one of the biggest lessons last year when my mum was poorly, like, obviously I was going with her to, and again, that being able to go to my mum's chemo appointments. If I had a full-time job, there's nowhere to cut up 3 days a week off to go and do it. So just being able to be there for that and to be able to process that in my own space and time. Imagine if I'd been stuck doing fucking GDPR, like, and people emailing me and asking me where this stuff is, and I'm like, fuck off, like, leave me alone. Like, being able to have that space to process how I feel, like, that to me was success. Keeping the roof over my head whilst I was still doing that to me was success. But whilst we was there with my mum, she works in a factory where we are. She just retired. She retired a couple of years ago, and she worked there all my life. So, like, 35 years she worked there. And every time we went, there was always someone else she'd seen who worked in this factory. And a woman was volunteering there, and she said, oh, I see loads of people from here. So-and-so was here, your dad. So-and-so was here, your dad. That's all she kept saying to me, Mum. And I went, God, I was like, these people have worked their asses off to 60, lived a year, then died. Like, and it was just like, what, to me, like, the success is the fact I don't miss nothing. I've got all this time, freedom. Like, time's the one thing we don't get back. So again, sometimes when everyone's like, oh, I want 10k a month, or I want 100 grand a month, or whatever, but what are you sacrificing for that? And do you actually want that? Or do you want what you think that'll give you? And a lot of people go, I want the freedom. But do you not see the irony? You're going to have to give up all your freedom to get that money, to then enjoy it, when it's just sitting back and being like, what do I actually want? What makes me happy?
They actually do say, don't they, like, once you retire and then you do nothing, it is normally within like them first few years where you start to either get really poorly or you just, just stop.
Yeah. It was mad. Like, she was like, all these, because obviously I was just sat, we've been sat, like, because when we were there, it was there for like 4 or 5 hours. Like, you sat there for ages. So I'm just sat like half asleep, and Mum sat chatting away to it. And every time there was a different name. Oh yeah, they got cancer. Oh yeah, they was on this ward. Oh yeah, they died. Oh, he died. Did you go to his funeral? And I'm just like, fucking hell. Like, they've lived all the lives to try and get a year back.
Yeah, screw that.
It's like, are you joking me? Like, so to me, even if you're only making 2 grand, 3 grand in your business, but you work 2 days a week, like, and you've got all this free time, that's fucking success. Like, it's nice to earn a lot of money, but what else is nice? Like, spending that time with the kids, you're not getting that back when they're little, do you know? Like, one of my nieces, Vi, she's autistic, and whenever she got an award at school, it's a big deal. Like, we're buzzing of all of them, but it's a big deal when Vi gets anything. I would have missed all of that when I worked in the office, because I couldn't take half a day's annual leave to go see the merits. Whereas now, I'm there front row crying, like, cheering her on. And that to me, success. But whilst I was doing that before, I was still like, I ain't got 10 grand this month, I ain't earned this month. And like, now I'm like, you nearly missed that moment because you was too busy thinking, I'm not good enough because I've not earned this. I'm good enough because I'm sat here cheering her on, and she's seen me sat there in the crowd. Yeah. I was there.
Yeah. Freedom's like the ultimate thing for me. Yeah. Like, the ultimate thing. I love the fact that everything is flexible within business. I can do the school runs. I can do, the half terms. It's half term. What's it, next week or the week after?
It's break off.
Like, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Off with the kids.
Like 6-week holidays, like being able to go and do stuff with them. Like, even I couldn't have ever done that. Like, my nieces and nephews, like, they're like my heart and soul. Like, but I couldn't have ever taken. I only got 20 days leave, so to take a day off, even just 1 day a week for 6 holidays, so I have days out. I couldn't do it. Yeah. Whereas now I'm there all the fucking time.
I struggle with that with Luke as a partner in like an employed role, and I'm like, you've only got 20 days.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like, how do you spend that? Like, and you like at the beginning of the year, I always see the TikToks or the memes. It's like, oh, if you plan it this way around the bank holidays, you'll get this amount of leave. I'm like, wow, imagine it. Like, I get that amount of leave a month. Like, when I had my training academy, I worked 1 day a week. Yeah. About 2 days maybe.
Like, oh my God.
How fucking bougie is that? And I still didn't think that was good enough because I was getting 10k or I was getting like 7. I was like, fucking, you're getting 7 grand a month and you work a day a week. And my full day was 10 till 4.
Do you wish that your mindset was different then?
Yeah.
Like, now you've kind of like worked on yourself as such?
Yeah, like I feel I do and I don't, because I feel like I always say like your struggle's your story and your story's your gift. So the fact that I can share my experiences, like I had to go through all of that, but I feel like I nearly missed out on a lot of things, and I didn't think I appreciated as much in that moment, because I was always thinking I need to be more, I'm not good enough. It was just that constant that I'm not good enough, and that makes me laugh, because what is good enough? What the fuck is good enough? Who decides what's good enough? We all again create these stories. So I feel like I almost missed things, whereas now I'm a lot more present. I think that's the difference mainly. Or again, back then I didn't realise how lucky I was for certain things, because I was still striving for more all the time, or I still wasn't at the big girls club.
Yeah, I get that. There's definitely been times in my career where I'm like, look back and I'm like, my God, like, and it might have been that we was turning over X amount of money, or we was building amazing things. And actually, it's not until you look back and you're like, I could have appreciated that a little bit more.
Or just like, I feel like what we all struggle with is being proud of ourselves.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's moments last year that I could have been a lot more proud and being like, look at how you're handling this. Look what you're still doing whilst you've got all this going on. But sometimes you're in the thick of it, or sometimes like at the beginning, like I didn't realise how big a deal it was, how quickly I grew my business and how quickly I became an authority, and how quickly I was showing up online, because people I know have been doing it 7 years still won't put their face online, and there was just little things, and I'm there slagging myself off and everyone else is there cheering, and I wish I'd been kind. I think a lot of it is I wish I'd been kinder to myself.
You are really, really good online, and like getting face to cam and that confidence, and like you do come across as an authoritative figure all the time.
My accent. And the resting bitch face. So I have to laugh at myself, because otherwise I come across quite aggressive, I think. Like I'm a bit like, and I also sometimes, if I've had my Botox done, I get like that scary brow lift, you know, where a bit like...
call me a sergeant. You're the fucking sergeant.
Sergeant Kaye.
We was in Marbella on a retreat together, and all of a sudden starts calling me Sergeant Kaye.
No, it was like, what job would you have if we didn't have this? And Kaye was like, I'll be the police. Like, yeah, I could see you as a sergeant. That's my phone as I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's KG Sergeant.
KG Sergeant.
Oh, have you got an emoji? I can't remember. You definitely got something police related in my phone.
I love that. I love that.
Oh, that's so funny.
So from the skin and to building the academy, what kind of made this transition of now? Because you haven't got that now, have you?
No, so
I mean, you had a funeral for your business.
Oh my God, yeah. Do you know people still message me asking me to train them in skin? I'm like, I had a fucking funeral. Like, I had an actual funeral. Like, hello. So I stopped actually in November doing the skin. And so if that was like so my business was Winnie's Skin Clinic. So it was named after my nana, and my nana was like the only person I felt ever loved me. Like the loss of my nana will probably be the biggest loss in my life. Like, and so to let go of Winnie's felt really big, because it was like almost like finally letting like the last bit of air, which it won't, because she's always with me and all that. But it felt a lot. So that's why I had to do a funeral, because it needed. And again, starting Winnie's changed me from being in that corporate job. I would never be who I am now if I'd stayed in that corporate job.
Yeah.
So, and everything sort of fell on. So for me, it was such a huge transformative chapter. I'd say in the last 4 years of Winnie's, I've changed more than I changed in the 30 years before that. So I had to have a fucking funeral. It had to be like done. I couldn't just walk out. That's all. I needed to like mark it.
It needs to be buried.
I was filming though, because then I'd already booked my content deal like the day before. I'd seen something on TikTok, and this girl had 6 topless men carrying her coffin. I was like, my content girl, I was like, get me 6 naked men. I need to be carried in a coffin. I was like, why did I see this beforehand?
Oh my God.
So I might have to do that for my next career change. But so for me, like beginning of last year, I was like, no, I want to go more into the coaching. And by then I was really building like this mindset, and I was realising how it is like the backbone of everything. And again, I was getting to this place and I was like, I want to do more of this, but I didn't know how to market it. I didn't really know how to sell it. I wasn't really sure. And I thought, I can't do what I did before and just walk away from a job. I need to like keep doing the skin, keep the money coming in, and I'll try and build the coaching. And then my mum got ill, and that was just like, so all last year was just like sorting my mum out really. But all that time I was doing that, when my mum was poorly, I was like, what do I need? There's nothing in this situation that I can control. So I've never had anyone in my family have cancer before. My mum had like leukemia, and with the one that she had, I don't know if it's the same for all of them. Every time you ask them a question, it's, I don't know. Now I'm a fucking fixer. I like a list. Like I like so straight when we found out, I'm like, what do we do? What's the plan? We don't know. I'm like, what do you mean we don't know? It just depends on this, depends on that. I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? Just surely there's a plan. Like, why is there no, I could not get my head around the want a plan. And that was the biggest thing I struggled with all of it, was the fact I couldn't fix it. I couldn't control anything. And that's where the lesson was. It was like, but I can control me. I can control how I show up, how I feel, how I let it affect me. So I really sat with that and I was like, right, what can I do now to go in? And I did a lot of healing whilst all my life, I went back and healed a lot whilst my mum was ill, because it was the only way I knew how to look after myself. And the transformation, those few months, like my mum's fine now. I feel like I said that, like Sandra, she smashed it, she's fine. But throughout that, I really went back in and healed. And whilst my mum was ill, she had 4 rounds of chemo. And again, every single time, we don't know. I'm like, what the fuck? Just give me an idea. Yeah. And we don't know. And then she was on her last round of chemo, and there was a woman who came in who had the same type as my mum. It was practically like identical within a week of each other. And my mum was like, I ain't heard of so-and-so for a while. And then with that, her daughter rang her and she was like, oh, she's got 48 hours to live. Like, she just got ill and died. Like, exactly the same as, like, there was nothing different. And I realised in that moment, that's why they could never say to us anything, because they do not know. No. And I was like, fuck. So again, it was that coming back in and being like, I can't control anything. I can't control how she's feeling. I can't control if she gets better. Like, I can't control, like, her hair was the biggest thing. And like, I know how vain that is, but when she had to shave her head, because that's the first time she looked ill as well. So there's all, like, I couldn't control it. Like, you try and protect the kids, you couldn't control how much it was affecting them. I was like, all I can control is me and my mindset and how I choose to feel. Like, every day, faith over fear. Like, what am I picking today? Yeah. And it wasn't the burying your head in the sand, that toxic positivity, like, I'm fine, it's fine. It was like, this is so shit and it's fucking unfair and I'm scared, but I'm choosing to believe it's going to be okay. Yeah. And it's that switch, and mastering that completely changed my fucking life. And like, that's when I got, at the end of last year, I was like, what am I doing? I'm straddling skin and coaching, because I'm scared to walk away from the skin. I'm scared to leave behind like my nana. I'm scared that this might not work out. I don't get it. But I am a person who can do 2 things. I'm either in, or I'm out. Yeah. I can't build one whilst building another. I'm like, I'm all in. So I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Life is too short. This happened this year because the universe is like, learn your fucking lesson. I keep telling you, come back to you. It's all on you. So yeah, I just thought, I can't start another year still being in skin. And everybody who said to me, so anyone who was a training academy, like, obviously Q1's the best time for training. Yeah. Everyone was new year, new career. Like, I made a lot of money last year. I knew I'd made even more this year because I was even more established. But I knew if I'd have stayed for that first quarter and I got all that fucking money, which everyone said, just do that and then leave, I wouldn't have left, because then I'd been like, oh, I'll just do another month then. I'll just do another month. Yeah. Then it'd have been Christmas. And I just spent another year doing the same shit. I had to walk away. And it's funny because the amount of people that go to me, you'll be back. You'll be back. Like, even some of my models would be like, oh, you'll be back doing it. You won't leave. The salon girls, they was like, you'll be back. And like, even people messaging me, oh, sure, I just don't do a cheeky one with me. And I was just like, even that, again, I didn't have any money. And they was like, oh, don't you just want to come and do a one-off session with me? And I was like, no, because I'm telling the universe there, and I said I wanted to be this person, but I'm going back. So you've not been tempted? No, I was like, and that's why I had to have a funeral, because I thought, I can't fucking go back after a funeral. I can't go back. So yeah, I won't even say I've missed it. Really? Yeah, I was so ready to walk away. And I feel like I'd got to that point where I just knew I wasn't put on this earth to do that. I think that's when you know, like, yeah. And ethically, what are you here for? Yeah. Like, what is your passion? Like, what are you aligned with? And I feel like I could feel myself not being as good as I always was. And I feel like I couldn't have carried on doing that, because I know the girls wouldn't have got, and when they're spending a lot of money to train with me, they get the best of me. And I could feel myself pulling from it. And I thought, I can't show up and be half-assed. It doesn't sit well with me. It never has. And I got to a point where I was like, I just know this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. use my voice. I mean, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm fucking figuring it out. we're winging it.
If you haven't been on a business retreat, this is an absolute game changer for your business. I know so many people are so nervous about traveling on their own, being abroad, going on holiday, basically with a bunch of people that they don't know. But honestly, you will be so thankful that you made this move in your business. I host 2 business retreats twice a year, and they're all different places around the world. So go to kgbusinessmentor.com, press the retreat tab, and you'll see where we are going next in the world. Go and grab your space now. Oh, well, you're doing well.
We're winging it.
No, I love it. And obviously, like now, your thing is teaching other business owners, right?
Yeah.
Like how to be more positive, like how to tell me.
So now I'm starting the rebrand. I think that's going to be my signature course, but again, I'm still a bit deciding, very open right now. With the universe like guiding me. It's all about, for me, it is like mastering your mindset and realising how that masters your bank, that's like impacts your bank account, it impacts your life. And I just genuinely want everyone to be the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, hottest versions of themselves, but for you, not for anybody else. Like, I used to seek validation from everybody, and everyone's judgment or everyone's opinion used to bother me. And now I don't give a fuck. And it's not I don't give a fuck. I used to be. It's like, if you don't like me, that's all right. You're not for me, because I like me, and I'm not going to change to fit in. And it's so freeing. And I just want other women to feel this.
Yeah.
So, but that comes into your business. Like, how many of them don't have, are scared to like ask for deposits, or if someone wants a refund, or how many people are scared to sell stuff because what if a client says no to me? And it's all this self-doubt, and it's always because we don't feel like we've got ourselves, and it feeds into every area of our life. I just want everyone to fucking be the best selves.
Yeah. What mindset blocks do you see the most working with business owners?
So everyone's scared to sell and that always boils down to the rejection. You're scared that someone's going to say no to you. Why is everyone so scared of the word
when it's just a no? Yeah.
So I always say, whenever you hear anything negative or anything triggers you, ask yourself whose voice it is, because it's never your voice. So as a kid, you've probably been told no and probably got a little bat, or you've been told no and it meant you was bad, or you wasn't good, or you didn't deserve love, and you associate a client going, no, I don't want to book my next appointment, with I must be the worst person in the world, I'm shit, I'm not good enough. Like saying to someone, she'll book your next appointment, they're not going to turn around and go, no, that was fucking horrendous, you're the worst like skin specialist on the planet. They're going to go, oh yeah, amazing, thank you. Or they go, oh, I'll check my diary. Yeah. But everyone's so scared that someone's going to say no to them, because what we make no mean. We make it mean, I'm not good enough, I'm not good at this, I don't deserve this, I'm shit, I'm stupid, whatever your sort of story is. So that's where the fear comes from. We're so scared to sell, or again, we don't feel like what we're selling is worth what we're selling, because we don't think we're worth what we're selling. They don't believe in the product or the treatment and the price of it. There's so many different, there's always a story there. Whenever you feel triggered with selling, just keep asking yourself, why? Why does that matter if someone says no? Why does it matter if someone doesn't want it? Or we put the ownership on ourselves that if I give them a treatment and they don't love it, that's my fault. It's like, and I think, especially with coaches, I did this at the beginning. If clients didn't get results, I would feel I'm the worst coach in the world, I'm shit. It's like, no, they didn't fucking do what you told them to do. Yeah. So how are they going to get results? But we often own that as well. So it's that, like, we take all the ownership of that. There's so many different layers. It's everyone will fit into sort of a different category. And often as well, as women, we get missold to, like, by the sleazy car salesman. So we don't want to be seen as that. And it's like, we don't want to be seen, or as like is it in your DMs all the time? I've got a great opportunity. Like, you'd be amazing to work with me. We don't want to be seen as that. And it's almost like we're embarrassed to be seen trying sometimes, because who the fuck's she to try? Who does she think she is? Yeah. That's often in people's heads as well.
But we have to sell, like, when we're in business, don't we?
But
like, we have to do it.
Want to buy from us. Like, look at them spending all that money on TikTokers that are selling shit. Whereas, or like I used to always say with the skin stuff, people would come in and ask me, they'd be like, what do you use? That's where you sell. It doesn't have to be, you're pinning them down and going, you need this, you use that, buy this, give me your money. You're not leaving until you've bought it. Yeah. They're literally going to you, help me. Okay, this is how I'll help you. And if you're using brands that you don't like, that's why you're not selling them. Like, I only ever use brands and offer treatments that I really like loved, because then it's not, I didn't feel like I was selling. It was authentic, because it was like, this is what you should be using. This is what I do use. The same now with my coaching and my programs. I don't teach or offer anything that I don't live, breathe and embody. I know this shit works. So I ain't scared to sell it because I fucking back that and I back me.
Yeah.
And I know if I now don't take on the ownership of if someone does it. And I'm because I am very blunt and my girls know I'm like, it won't work if you don't work. So it's just changing that shift, but it's figuring out what's triggering you with it, why you're so scared to sell.
Yeah, it's so true. Like, you've got to believe in what you do.
Yeah.
It's even like in the salon, when I'd bring a retail product in, like it would fly out the door every single time we'd bring in something new because people knew that I loved it. Or they'd be like, Kate wouldn't bring in something if it didn't work. Or so then they'd start believing in me more and more and more. But because I loved it, it was such an easy sale.
And that's what it is. Like, it's so much easier to sell it because it's like you're recommending it to your friends. It's not like right, you need, and I was always really authentic. Like, I know the anatomy and physiology. I've never used that word of a client because they don't understand what I'm saying. I'm like, oh, this will get the shit off your face. They love that explanation. Oh, it's a manual exfoliation. It's going to take away this gram. And I like fell asleep. Like, they want to know. I'm like, your makeup will go on class. Like, that's what they want. So when they ask me about products, I'm like, oh my God, this will do this. Like, don't feel like you have to be somebody else or sell things. Like, I never sold. I just told people, like, they asked my opinion, that's my opinion, that's how I sold. It was always authentic.
Yeah, definitely. What tips would you give then to business owners to just help them generally with their mindset? Like, is there any morning, I know you're woo-woo, morning rituals, nighttime rituals, like, come on, give me all the woo.
So I am very woo-woo. And you know what? I've got even, like, not where. So when I first started doing, like, the self-development stuff, so it was the manifestation stuff. So it was, everyone reads The Secret. Like, I don't even like The Secret. It's wrote horrendously, but, like, that's where I started. So I was very much like the universe, my higher self. I really resonated with those words. But now I really like the word God. I'm really like, yeah, when I talk about things, I say, like, God. And as growing up as a kid, it was like a Bible bash. Like, you couldn't see, like, you know.
Yeah.
But for me, it's not like Christian God. It's like a higher, God. Like, I just like the word. I feel like it feels really powerful. So it does evolve as you go. So it's whatever resonates with you. Because at one point, I was so pissed off with the universe. I was like, you can get fucked. You just keep fucking me over. I liked the idea of my higher self coming back and, like, showing me and guarding me. So it's whatever word resonates. And again, when you talk about manifesting, it's the same as goal setting. It's all the sort of same thing.
Yeah.
Because I did, like, my positive psychology, so I am, like, a positive psychology coach as well. So that's, like, the signs of happiness. It's manifestation. They're all, I keep hitting the mic, they're all exactly the same. It's just what words resonate.
Yeah.
So I like the woo. For me, I like the woo, but I can do it in, like, the science way as well. But best thing you can ever do in a morning, and you won't like this, don't go on your phone for the first half hour.
I don't.
Don't you?
No.
I remember in Marbella, you'll be sat there at 6 a.m. on your phone with your earphones in and be like, why is she awake? We didn't go to sleep till 1.
On a normal day today, when I'm not in Marbs, I'm not
in the naughty corner.
When I'm not in the naughty corner, yeah, exactly. That was our group. God, take us back.
Can you believe we hadn't even known each other a year? It was June when we met. How mental is that?
That is mental.
This is the power of retreats.
I know. Game changing. We had such a good time, didn't we?
It was literally, so me and Katie had never ever met or even spoken, I don't think. And literally, we met that day and that was it with best friends. Like, us four was like, right, we're all sisters now. That was it. Like,
basically, sisters.
That's it, like, for life, bonded. It was so weird that this time last year I didn't know you.
That is mental.
Isn't it crazy? And that's what I love, like, and that's why I do think as well, like, I am very woo, but the universe brings the people that you need. And that's why now the people that I meet, instantly I'm like, oh my God, you're my best friend for life. Yeah. I don't just get, like, wishy-washy people in. And it's like I stepped away from a lot of people and I made room for those where you're like, wow, like, these are my friends, these are my girls. Like, where the fuck have you all been?
I generally would say in the last 2 years, I've built up such a strong friendship of people that I would never have met, like, in a normal day-to-day. Whereas my friendships have completely changed in the last 2 years, where I completely believe that, like, they come into your life for reasons. Like, I'm very, very careful of who I spend my time with, who I associate myself with. And so the right people then do come in. I'm huge on that now.
You do. I think you have to trust that at first, because especially when you start working on yourself, like, I went through quite a lonely period because, like, I outgrew the people I was around, but I'd not found my new tribe yet.
Yeah.
And it's like almost that little test, like, well, do you go back to them? And it wasn't that I fell out with anybody. I just literally outgrew them. And you're in this little bit of a period, and then you meet the first one. You're like, oh no, this is what I was always meant to be. And then when you get that connection, you get that friendship, you think, am I going back to what I used to have? And this is the only type of friendship I'm allowing back in my life. And then more and more come in. And it's just, so it's like magic. And when you get it, you're like, oh, I get it now. I get why I had to have that little period, or I had to let those ones go to make room.
Yeah.
And I think people think it's like a real big deal. Like, oh, I've been friends with them for 20 years. So you don't have to stay friends with people. Some people are just a few chapters. Like, and it's not about saying, I hate them now. It's just, you're just not in my life anymore. You can just naturally grow away from people. Yeah. Some people, it is a conversation and you walk away. But for others, it's just night out, going out and getting wrecked every weekend. That's not what I want.
Yeah, definitely. So going back to the phone,
yeah.
Do you want to know something?
Go on.
I wake up and I don't check my phone other than the alarm wakes me up. That's it. I'll still have it on, no notifications, and I don't actually check it until after I get back from the school run.
Love this.
So this is like a good hour and a half, 2 hours before I even check my phone.
Obsessed with this.
Aren't you surprised?
I am like a bit like lost for words.
I know.
I'm so proud of you for this.
It's a game changer though, because I didn't used to be like that. So it used to literally be, wake up, let's have a quick scroll, or let's check messages and see what problems I need to put out today. And then straight away, I'm on a bad note.
Yeah. So straight away as well with that, let's see what problems I've got. You straight away, there's going to be problems in your DMs because you've woke up straight away and you've attracted that. And so if you wake up in the morning, and I used to do this, like doom scroll, first thing you do, pick your phone up. If you already don't feel good about yourself, if your mindset's not already great and you're scrolling, guess what you see? Everyone else's life, and you're sat comparing yourself. She's busier than me. She's prettier than me. She's got more money than me. They're happier than I am. And then your day starts off shit because you're already in this lack mindset. And then that's when your clients message to cancel, or that's when someone else messages to fuck about, or that's when someone else, and you just attract it all. Whereas if you give yourself half an hour or a couple of hours in the morning to get yourself ready, get your head right, that's when you go on your phone and it's like, oh, can I just book in and pay for this? Oh, can I just have this? Oh, can I just have that? And it's like, you start your day on your terms instead of starting your day on someone else's terms. Like, my phone's on Do Not Disturb. I fucking love it. Like, that's one of the biggest flexes I did last year, was putting my phone on Do Not Disturb all the time.
Really? All the time? Mine's got no notifications. Yeah. And I love that.
I used to, like, my phone would go off and I'd jump and I'd be like, shit, I need to reply instantly. It's like, just because people can access me doesn't mean they should get access to me. Like, not everything needs an instant response. I won't let people just walk through my front door. So why am I letting them, like, on my phone in my face straight away?
It's so true.
And now as well, I answer messages differently because I answer them when I'm in the frame of mind to answer them. And I'm not like, oh, fucking, I've got to reply to you, or on edge. Like I was saying to the girls last night in the rebrand, they get like WhatsApp access to me. So I'm like, any questions, like anything, obviously always message me. I was like, but you don't get instant replies off me. I'll reply when I'm ready to reply. No one's dying, so I don't have to reply to anybody straight away. And when I do reply, there's so much power in what I'm saying to you. The energy behind what I say will change your fucking life. Whereas if I'm just doing it every time it pops up, I'm like, oh, what does she want? Rah, rah, rah. Like, it's totally different. But being able to stand in those boundaries and to not think, oh, well, no, she's my client, she's paid to work with me, I best give her like complete access to me. Why does anyone get that access to us? Because again, we don't think we're good enough unless we're giving. So it's like, that's something as well that I learned a lot last year, was the boundaries, and like being not brave enough, but being like, I'll stand in them, I don't care.
But I think you're passing that on to your clients though as well. Like, if you've got good boundaries, they straight away will respect that because the boundaries are there. But then you're also teaching them that, have boundaries
it's
too.
Okay to have yours.
Like, it's a huge thing. And I've definitely dipped in and out of that over the years. Like, years ago, the sound of my phone used to just give me anxiety.
My phone would buzz, and honestly, my heart would race. And I was like, this isn't normal.
Yeah, if someone wants me, that's it. You've got me now.
I best reply. If I don't reply now, they're going to think, oh, she's lazy. They're going to ask for a refund. They're going to go elsewhere. Like, I owe them. It's like, no, you fucking don't. It's a message.
Yeah, I'm completely different now, but I was so like that. And don't get me wrong, I bounced in and out of it. I think it was towards the end of last year, I was like, oh my God, I feel like everything's taken over me. Everyone wants a piece. Well, what am I doing? And then I was like, no, come back down to it, okay? Put the boundaries in place. Like, things are always on your terms. And like you said, like, no one's dying. Like, everyone's going to get a reply.
and they'll get a better reply when I'm in the right frame of mind to do it instead of quickly just, again, you almost resent it. You're like, oh, fuck's sake, I've got to reply to them. It's where it's like, no, like, let me reply to you properly. Do you want my full attention, or do you want a quick while I'm in the middle doing 12 other things?
Yeah.
Like, let me give you, if you want me, I will give you me, but on my terms.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so no phone in the morning.
No phone in the morning.
Give it to me.
So
I'm going to go and wake up tomorrow and be a new woman.
Got a fucking list. So I think people set themselves up to fail with morning routines, and this is why people don't stick to them, because it's like, right, I'm going to get up like 2 hours early, I'm going to go for a 10k run, I'm going to drink celery juice, I'm going to read the Bible, I'm going to meditate for an hour. Like, we're just setting ourselves up to fail. So, and I have learned a lot about myself. I crave structure, but I need flexibility. So if I say I'm going to do a morning routine every day, I can do that. But if I say I've got to do X, Y, Z every day, straight away I'm like, oh, fuck off, I don't want to do that. Like, even if I think about the fact I have to brush my teeth every morning, it annoys me. Like, I hate being told what to do and having to do things at set times. So I have like a dopamine list. Like, I have a list of things that I do every morning. Not every morning, sorry, that I can pick from. So it's what do I need at that time. The same when I do like the ice bath challenges. If I said I'm going to do an ice bath every day for a month, I do that a lot for like a reset and to teach myself discipline. But if I say I'm going to do that at 7 a.m. every day, I ain't doing it. But if I say I'm going to do it every day, when I want, I would do it every day. So it's learning yourself. Whereas my brother, he has to do it at 7 a.m. every day. Like, he'll need a set time. So before you do anything with new routines, do you need to be structured and strict and this is it and I do this every day at this time? Or do you just need a little list and be like, right, I'll pick something off here that I do because I know it makes me feel good. So a lot of it's learning yourself. But for everybody, I don't care if you need structure or not, no phone for the first half an hour at least. I personally love, I call them morning pages. So it's where I journal, but there's no prompts. I just start writing and it's just whatever's in my head just comes out. I'm very in my head. Think I've got a million different ideas going on all the time and I don't know what's going on and I rationalise a lot. So for me, pages just where I dump it out. That makes me feel better. I start my day, I can't start my day with a cup of tea. So habit stacking's a big thing as well. So when I have my cup of tea, that's when I do my morning pages because normally I'd sit and watch telly or I'd be on my phone. So I'll do that. I have my LED mask on in the morning, so that's when I meditate because that's on for 10 minutes anyway. So I'll just sit, I'll either sit and meditate or I love listening to the birds. I just fucking love the dicky birds. I just love them.
You're so cute. I
just actually love them. Like this morning, I've got a bird feeder and I didn't know, I used to have a shed and I chucked the bird food on top so to always eat it, but I've got rid of my shed now. So I've got a bird feeder at the back of the garden and I'm like, it's over there now, like go get it because I don't even know where it is. And today I'd seen 2 little blue tits go and get it and I was just real laughing.
The small things in life.
Literally, I was buzzing. So again, everyone overthinks meditation and visualization. Like, I can't think. It's like thoughts will come in, but just like, right, I'll do that in a minute. Like you sort of pass them back, but just that 10 minutes stillness frees up so much space in our minds. Like that for me isn't like I do that every day. My stillness. So again, just listen to the birds or I can have meditation on. What else do I like to do? I like to stretch in the morning. So it's not quite yoga, but it's like stretchy just to drop into the body. It just makes the only time I am in my head when I'm dropping in the body. You can do your ice baths. We fucking love an ice bath.
We do.
We love an ice bath.
I don't like doing them in the morning though.
I go through phases. Like sometimes I like to get them just done. And like sometimes as well, when it's dark, I feel real smug because I'm like, everyone's in bed now, I'm in the ice bath. Like.
Oh, I found my perfect time doing them. I thought it was going to be mornings. I thought I'll do them in the morning, start my morning off right because I'm actually a real morning person. So before I had Brody, loads of people already know this, but before I had Brody, I was the 5 a.m. girl.
Yeah.
Like that was the best version of me. Like I loved it. And it was just wake up at 5, I'd always have an hour workout, then I'd have a shower, might try and meditate, but I'm not great at that. And just have some time for me before the kids work. It wasn't work. It was literally just my time. And I can't wait to go back to that when he decides to sleep. He's nearly 2. I'm not sure when I'm going to come out of this routine of no sleep. So I thought if I do the ice bath in the morning, that will like make me get up and do it because I'm an all or nothing girl. Like if I'm, for example, going to start working out, I will have to work out every day. Yeah. Like, I can't be like, oh, I'll do it 2 times a week. Yeah. Like, I'm a bit obsessive.
Literally.
Or nothing. So the ice bath, I was like, I'll do that in the morning. I was like, no, it's not happening because it's not nice, is it? As in, like, when the thought of doing it, you're like,
you probably ask, and this thing, like, because I do them all the time, I talk about them all the time, but I think people think I enjoy it. I fucking don't. Like, and I stand there and I do this to it. I stand and stick my finger up at it for about 5 minutes before I get in it to get in it, and I get in it and I'm like, I don't enjoy this. No one's here clapping for me. No one even knows. I need to film it because to prove I've done it, just because I want some recognition because I fucking hate doing it. But that's what it is. It's that discipline. It's like, if it was easy, there's no point in doing it. The whole point is I don't enjoy doing it.
Yeah, well, I actually got better doing it at night time.
Yeah.
And it was when, like, think, oh, I'll get undressed now. Yeah. That's when I was like, I'm getting in the ice bath. And Lola will be like, you're going to get in now? I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Already, I'm just going to get undressed and do it.
I started doing it in the morning, first thing, and then it used to annoy me because I'd get undressed to get in it, to get out, to get dried. That's why I don't like swimming. That annoys me. So sometimes
I'm the same. You're telling me I've got to get ready, then go to the gym, then get in the pool,
get wet,
then
to get dry, to get changed, then get unchanged, to get wet again, to get dry. Like, it annoys me. It's too much faff. So what I used to start my morning one, in the end, I'd do it where once I was about to get ready, so I'd literally just like take my pajamas off and get in, like just off whatever I had on, and then I'd do it then, or like I said, before bed, because I couldn't be asked with us getting changed. But I feel like the ice bath massively helps regulate my nervous system. And again, that being jumpy when your phone goes off and just constantly being on edge, that helps me bring it down, because it teaches you where our lives are so easy and we just want to be comfortable. Everything's so easy. Like, food gets delivered to us. Like, everything's at the touch of a button. So our body doesn't know how to cope with stress. So when we put it under controlled stress, like in the ice bath, it's teaching your body how to deal with stress. So then when something comes in that is stressful, you've already dealt with stress. So it knows how to deal with it, so it don't feel as big a deal. And I feel like that's why it was such a big game changer for me. Yeah. Like, everyone else says about all the other benefits from it, I don't really think I got any of them. That is what I noticed the most, how calm I am. Like, I feel like it just brings me back down. So again, I don't fucking enjoy doing it, but the version of me when she does them is totally different. And again, I can feel it when I am doing them.
So everyone go and buy an ice bath.
So Lumi, can you just fucking give me an affiliate link, please? Because I don't know how many of your ice baths I've sold.
They won't.
Like, hello. Like, I've sold so many of your ice baths.
Affiliate link pending.
Yeah, the best be. Or like these things like you can do EFT tapping. That's really powerful. I just get a YouTube. There's a guy called Brad Yates who I really like. Or you can do, what else? Or breath work. So there's so many different things you can do. But it's all about just finding 10 minutes to come back to you, to stop being in your head, whatever makes you feel good. Sometimes I will literally, while my cup of tea's brewing, just dance around my living room to some like really cheesy music because it just makes me feel better. So in the morning, it's just what makes you feel good. Some mornings, I will get on my phone and do some work because I'm really creative, but I'm not replying to DMs. I'll be writing something that I know it'll be really powerful.
It's actual work.
Yeah, as opposed to like answering other people. So it's getting to know yourself. But I think the biggest thing for everybody, especially women with businesses and when you've got families and you're trying to do everything and be everything to everyone, 10 minutes quiet on your own. Yeah. That'll just completely, you don't realise how much is in our head and how much that 10 minutes calms you.
Yeah.
And
you don't need like a whole hour if you can't take an extra hour. Or the thing I hit all the time is that the kids are up earlier than I am. Like, people really struggle just to have some time for them in the morning.
So I get a lot of like I love this, right? So like they're like, oh, the kids are, I'm like, my sister-in-law's got 6 kids, so don't come to me for kids. Like, I love that I've got Laura, because obviously I don't have kids, so I can't say, but she always gets up 15 minutes for the kids. She's like, just so I can put the eating on and have a cup of tea in peace, because otherwise all I get all day is mum, 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 mum. Now, if you can't, because the kids get up earlier or whatever, once you've dropped them off at school, then you've got 10 minutes. Before you get to your clinic, 15 minutes is your time. Yeah. Nobody hasn't got 10 minutes in a day.
To be fair, you saying that, I drop the kids, just gone 8:30. I never start client calls or anything until 10 o'clock. Yeah. So I'll have like that time. 10's like perfect.
Yeah, I like it. I feel like it's just like, I'd have to start at 9.
When I do events, anything, it's always 10 o'clock start.
Same.
But that time will be, grab myself a cup of tea, or maybe I'll go for breakfast or catch up on something that I haven't had time to catch up on, but whatever I want to do within that time, rather than, okay, what has work brought me that now I have to do?
Yeah, and that's like, there's always, you need to, and I think a lot of it's the guilt. I should be doing, like, everyone should love themselves, especially women. I should be doing this, I should be doing that. No, you need to look after you. Like your business can't run if you don't look after you. Your kids can't look after themselves and you can't look after them unless you look after you. Taking half an hour a day is not selfish. And I think we forget, as much as it's always like, you're not your business, we do run our businesses. So use it as part of your business day, then use it as part of work. Like if you need to get into that mindset to find that space, but you've got to make it a priority, like half an hour a day for you. But even in the morning, if it's a madhouse, give yourself just 10 minutes to wake up, because otherwise, you should, like, I never realised what it was like until my nieces and nephews started to stay at mine, and you'd wake up and there's a child there, and fucking hell, and they're like, that's it, you're on the back foot, like, it's food, it's feed me, it's this, it's that, and you're like, fucking hell, and then like, you're running around and all day you're chasing. So even just that 5-10 minutes just to wake up yourself and just to be like, right, okay, they're coming in a minute. Like, give yourself that so you're not chasing, you're not on the back foot. But 10 minutes of stillness a day will change your life. So the one thing that I did forget to talk about, actually, what everyone needs to be doing, especially, and again about the whole morning routine thing, it's just because it sets you up for the day. So, but something I've started doing with my girls is, and I can't remember who I heard this off, split your day into 4. So you've got like, say, 6 till 10, 10 till 2, 2 till 6, 6 till 10. And then if your morning goes to shit, you're not like, oh, I'll start again tomorrow. It's like, right, actually, it's like you've got 4 chances of the day to get back on track.
That's a really good idea.
What a good hack that is.
Yeah.
And that's, again, I'm very much like, oh, if I'm doing it in the morning, that's my morning routine. Then I miss it. I'm like, oh, well, that's today's gone. It's like, well, no, it doesn't matter if it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, do it now.
Yeah.
So again, if shit happens, it is madhouse in your house, maybe your morning starts at 10. Maybe your morning starts at 2. Like, it's about these things. It's not that you have to do them in the morning. They only work in the morning. It's just, it gives you more of a better day. Like, it just sets you up.
Starts you up, right, don't it?
So just any time you can do them, or throughout the day, sometimes I'll then be like, oh, fucking hell, I need to go put my feet in the grass. Like, I need to, I'm very well, I love the grass. Or I'm like, right, I need to get in my ice bath now, or I need to sit and meditate for 10 minutes now. Like, when I used to teach, I'll be like, right, after I finished teaching, because I gave everything, I would then have to go sit for 10 minutes by myself just to centre myself again before I got on my messages, before I did anything else. So it's not that you have to do it in the morning, but you will always come back to these practices. But one thing that will change your fucking life is gratitude. And it's the easiest thing to do.
It is so easy. I actually do this with my coaching clients all the time. We'll have like a week of gratitude where we like do a challenge and stuff. And I actually do it with Lola. We've always done it with Lola since like she was little, and we have like gratitude jars and stuff. And I'm not woo-woo at all. You're making me a little bit more
I'm bringing you
woo.
over to this side.
I know. I've done crystals and everything recently, and like burning
I got to do a
thoughts
full moon ceremony. I was like, right, we're releasing. I was like, do it with Lola. The full family did it as well, didn't they?
The whole family got it. It was amazing.
Video. That was so good.
Because my mum and my brother ended up turning up like unannounced.
It was meant to be.
And I was like, we're in the middle of something here, like we're cleansing our crystals.
We're having a ceremony right now.
I was like, right, get your piece of paper, write everything down that you want to let go. And they were like, well involved. Then Luke felt left out. So he was like, oh, okay, I'll do mine then.
I love that.
I got you all. So I'm not normally woo, but you're making me a little bit, but gratitude, love it.
Game changer. And I think the where people go wrong with gratitude, because again, people don't teach things properly, I don't think, or people tend, this is what I feel like my gift is. I will teach you something in 5 minutes that someone will teach you in 5 weeks. Like, you know, a lot, and especially a lot of information is out there, but there's so much, it's so misleading, it's so overwhelming, and it takes 17 hours to tell you one thing. So the trick to manifesting and the trick with gratitude, you have to feel it. You can't just go, so I can't do this impression anymore because it makes, so I did a week's challenge in like a WhatsApp group, and I always go, this is always the example I give. I love my family. I'm so grateful for my family. And my sister-in-law messaged me laughing her head off. She was like, I can fucking see the face you're pulling doing that. You always use this example. So no one would ever do it. She was mimicking me, and now I can't say it without laughing. But the point of the story is, with gratitude, most people go wrong because look, I'm so grateful for my family. Like, what the fuck's that? Like, you don't feel anything. It's going through the motions. The whole point is to feel it. Your gratitude should bring you to tears. It should make you buzzing. You should feel it in your heart, in your stomach. You should feel it. So I will give the example because things the other day. I'm 35 and I get an advent calendar every year for Christmas off my mum. And this year, I dropped my niece off at my sister-in-law's and I was like, Sandra brought you lot calendars. And she was like, no. And I was like, no, I haven't. It's December today, isn't it? What's going on? Well, that about half an hour later, she knocks on my door. It's like, you fucking cut this close, Sandra. Like, it's the 1st of December, right? It's only ever the £1 Cadbury's ones. It's only the cheap ones. But and I've walked past it 1,000 times in the shop, but no, Sandra bars me it. And I remember opening up this advent calendar, day one. And I remember, I could cry now thinking about it. There was points last year I didn't know if I would ever get another birthday card or phone call or anything off my mum. And I got this advent calendar, and this is what I mean when it's the small things. Like, we take these for granted, because what happens if that was the last year I got one and I completely took that for granted? Like, this is what gratitude should do to you. I'm not upset because I'm like, oh my God, I'm upset because I'm so fucking grateful I've got this £1 chocolate. Like, and that's the things when you said earlier about, do you wish you'd thought this way before? I wish I'd appreciated more.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have, like, my nana, like, not getting the birthday cards off her, like, that every year hits, and I don't like it's, and she didn't even, like, she got me, like, it's a running joke because she was always getting from Card Factory and she always forgot to take the price off the back. But I was one of the favourites, so I always got the 79p card and all the others got 39, and like I miss that so much. And again, it's those things that we take for granted. So the difference with the gratitude there is that feeling, and that's what the whole point is, because it sets you up for your day then, because you're already walking into your day with your gratitude glasses on, so the traffic don't feel as bad, because guess what, I've got a car, I've got a fucking front door. Like, I don't know about you, there's foxes all off in near my house. Like, I'm glad I've got a front door. Like, we take so much for granted, because again, it's that of like, oh, I need a 10k a month, I need this. Like, no, like, be grateful. You've got a healthy family. You've got a happy family. We take so much for granted. But the irony is, when you start being grateful for those tiny things, the big things just fall into your lap.
Yeah.
So gratitude is a game changer. So to do it, it's the why. Always ask yourself why. So I'm so grateful because, like, what's the reason why you're grateful? That's how you feel it. And again, don't set yourself up to fail. Like, I've done the magic a few times, and it's like 10 things every day, and I have to be different things every day. It's a lot. It's overwhelming. Just do one. If you can only find one thing, but fucking feel it. And if every single day it's the same thing, I don't care, because eventually you'll start to naturally get more and more things. Like, again, today I was buzzing. I was so grateful for them little dicky birds, because they just make me real happy. Like, they just bring me loads of joy. Like, why am I then, I didn't get as many people in my programme as I wanted? Well, know what you're thinking about that for. Like, be so grateful for where you are now and what you've got. And so gratitude is a game changer, and gratitude is amazing for making you feel better in the moment. It's incredible for healing, going back and being grateful for shit situations. That is a game changer. And for manifesting stuff you want in the future. When you go back and are grateful for shit you've been through, it's like, wow, like, the lesson I learned from that had to happen because this happened now. And it's like, it's not about forgiving somebody or saying what they've done's right. It's about taking that good from it. And it heals so much of you when you do go back and be grateful for some of the shit things that have happened. And then when you're grateful for what's to come, it just brings it in quicker because you're a match for it.
Yeah.
So it's that I'm so grateful I got 50 people in my programme, or I used to always do, so grateful I sold out January to March 2025 training courses with Dream students. Thank you. I used to, because then I'd walk around like I fucking sold out my training courses. I showed up like I'd sold out my training courses. I sold out my training courses because I was already in that energy of, I am this person, I do this. So with gratitude, if there's like one thing you listen to what I say today about like improving mindset, it's one of the simplest and one of the quickest that you'll see. Like, literally start being grateful for what you've got now, be grateful for things that are coming in the future, and literally watch the magic happen. Like, one of my clients, the amount of messages I get, and she's like, what is this witchcraft? Like, stop it now, I'm freaked out. Like, the opportunities, the things that are just literally falling in her lap. She's like, where the fuck has all this come from? I'm like, because that's the thing with manifestation. It's never ever the how, it's the who. Who do I need to be to attract these things? And then it does, and you do get a bit freaked out because you're like, what the fuck? I'm casting spells.
So you kind of have to then imagine what you want to be, right? Like you said, like you imagined booking out sort of training courses and...
So it's like, I always say, like, it's who's the best me? Who is the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest, hottest me? How would she show up? So what time would she get up in the morning? How would she go about her day? How would she dress? How would she work out? Like, I was one of those where it's like, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. And there was always that guilt and shame. There's so much guilt and shame around I should be doing.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm like, when I can't be asked to do something, I'm like, would the best me get in the ice bath? Would the best me make an effort and wash her hair? Would the best me reply to those DMs? Would the best me actually make herself do the admin sheets, doing for 10 minutes? Like, it's a much kinder way to do it. And that's how you show up as the best version of yourself. And that's when you start to attract things that the best you would have. So it's never ever the strategy of how do I get there? It's always the who do I need to be to get there? Like, how many times have you done outreach or thought, right, I need to do this one thing, and then what you want comes in, but it don't come in from that message.
Yeah.
Like, I'd messaged someone once and I was like, oh my God, you need me to be your next mindset speaker. Like, the girls would love what I've got. Like, I proper pitched myself. And she was like, oh yeah, amazing. Like, I'll sort something with you. And she never got back to me. But that week I got asked to speak at 3 different retreats. So although it didn't come in the way I thought it would, I showed up as the best me. The best me was like, she backed herself. She said she's the fucking best. She went out there for it. So although it didn't always come the way we think, it still comes to you in a different way, because it wasn't the how, it was the who. And like, that's like one of the best things, like, as well, have these little phrases like, would the best me be doing this right now? So when you're like sat and you're like, oh, I can't be asked live, and just watching, I'm like, no, the best me would probably like do a little bit of work. Or the best me would probably go for a walk, or she'd sit and meditate. So it's coming at it from like it's not I should be doing it. It's not guilty. It's not shame. It's not I'm not good enough not doing it. It's like the me I want to be would probably do that.
I'm going to do that. I've never done that.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, so some of the girls will be like, oh, it's the 10K me or whatever you want to call it. But for me, I'd say, would the best me be doing this? And it's such an, and then you're like, nah, all right then. And it's such a nicer way to do it. And it like tricks you almost.
Yeah.
I prefer, whereas before I'd be like, oh, I should do that. Oh, I've got to do this. I'm like, no, the best me, washing the fucking hair.
Wash the hair. She wouldn't go round with no greasy hair, that's for sure. Oh, amazing. So everyone listening is going to end up having a morning routine.
Yeah. Morning routine, loving themselves, not needing validation, in an ice bath.
Yeah, we're going to be buying ice baths. Definitely, there's so much that they can all implement. So thank you. Where can people find out more about you?
So Instagram is Kayleigh.Wilson222. Obviously, I have my angel number in there. But soon you will be sick of me because I'm just going to be everywhere. So I don't think you'll even need to find me. Just be in your face, you'll be sick of my voice.
I love that. And I have 222. I've got 1111 tattooed on me. The girl that's not very woo.
I know, it's like, woo, I've got it like engraved in my body.
I'm like, it's literally in my skin.
For life.
I love that. Go and check out Kayleigh's profile. If you love this episode, please go and tag us, screenshot it, share it on your socials. We'd be really, really, really grateful.
And if you get an ice bath, tag us and tag Lumi and tell them we want an affiliate link.
Definitely. Thanks, everyone. And thank you, Kayleigh.
Oh, thank you for having me. I loved it.
Oh, you're so welcome.